Welcome back, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. I'm on DocStar TV. And I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody around the world, okay? And I will be putting my Teslas back on if my eyes start to burn, because what I've been doing lately is I've been doing like 3 shows a day, and you'd have to be unconscious to actually looking at a phone for 3-4 hours a day, or a computer, because that causes brain burn. Just so you know, it's called blue light poisoning. Now today we're doing a show called Real People, Real Healing, okay? And we're gonna be talking to a really beautiful person. He's 19 years old, and we're gonna be talking to his mother as well. And I just wanna tell you, and just so you know this, it's nobody's fault, okay, if they are ill. I want that established right across the board. It is not your fault. This world ruled, schooled, and fooled us. Every mother has done her best. Every father has done their best. And everybody's been given a broken manual. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And understand something. Tell me that the more often that you go to the medical system, that it doesn't become crazy. I'm not saying that they don't help anyone, but I will tell you that if you are going there and you're continually searching for an answer, the answer is inside. It's not outside here. The healing happens in here. How are the two of you today?
I'm doing good.
Very good. Can you move over just a little bit? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. All right. So I want you, when we start talking, I'm going to be using, do you know what one of the oldest actual way of assessing is? Facial diagnosis. That's why I needed to see your face. So I want your mother to move out and come a little bit closer, and I only need it for a minute, not even for longer than that. Okay, I got it. I got it. Thank you. Now, if your mother and you can both come back in together. Now, who would like to tell me the story? Tell me that you're 19. Okay, where are you right now? And then I want you to go back to your story and tell me what you believe the story is and how you got into this situation. All right?
All right.
Feel free. Just the more you tell me and the more accurate it is, I promise you that I'll bring the thunder down. In 45 minutes from now, you'll have a plan, and then guess what? I will guide you. You will have my phone number. You can call it as often as you want. You can take me to task. You can challenge me. You can say you don't know what you're talking about, or you do know what you're talking about, Dr. Wolfe. But if you do 90 to 95% of everything I ask you, my friend, in 6 weeks to 3 months, how about this? How about 90% to 95% of all your symptoms, negative symptoms, are gone? Is that good enough?
That's plenty.
Okay, but you're going to have to commit to this, because you have addictions, just like everybody does. And you know that. And you're going to have to be honest with me. Okay? Because guess what? There's no judgment here. Because guess what? Whether you want to believe this, my friend, the job is to program our parents and make them adulterated so that they don't know how to look after us. They do the best they can, but they still end up not looking after us, and it's not their fault. The next thing is going to a system that you believe is healthcare that's called medical care that's not healthcare. Okay, let me tell you something. Nobody's ever gotten better doing drugs. Nobody's ever gotten better doing surgery. They've numbed them out more. Doing a drug just numbs you out. You know that as well as I do. We can talk about that. But the reality is we go from drugs to surgery and surgery to drugs. So tell me, when was the first time you noticed, or your mother noticed, that there was something wrong with your health care? Something wrong with your health. Help me out. Let's go.
Recently, or all the way from the beginning?
I want to know from the beginning, because if you take 10 minutes, that's all it's going to take, and you tell me the story from the beginning until now, the way that you see it, I need 25 minutes, and I'll promise you something, that we'll come back on here in 6 weeks to 3 months, and you won't even look like you. You'll look like your younger, healthier, stronger brother. Is that good enough?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that good enough?
Yeah.
You need to understand who I am. You didn't just ask somebody to come on. You asked somebody that's going to put themselves on the line and going to give you 100% of their time. That means, my friend, that when you call me, I call you back if I'm busy. That means if you call me 4 times today, I call you back. Do you understand? That means that I tell you the exact truth. I don't try to sell you anything. I tell you the truth and you tell me the truth, and together we get there. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay, so unleash your story.
I will step in the beginning because he doesn't know.
And speak a little louder if you could. It's not coming through. Okay?
I believe in the hospital he got hepatitis B. There's something was off. They gave him one vaccine. I'm not sure, but maybe vitamin K, something they gave him and they didn't give me report. In 2 months old, he got 4 vaccines, which is polio.
Oh, whoa. How old was he? How old?
Oh, 2 months old.
Okay, 2 months old. He got 4 vaccines. Okay.
He got it, and immediately high fever at that night, and next day start breaking out, opening around his mouth, like the oozing type of dermatitis. And that's what we got, atopic dermatitis. They wanted to put him on steroids. We gave him cream, that's true, but I would never give him orally. So that's where it all started, and we went to...
Just know this, though, the steroids, they don't heal. They push the infection back into the body.
Yeah, that's what it probably happened, because he was beautiful, his cheek looked nicer, but he was inflamed. He could not eat anything really, so many foods we have to kick out.
Oh, okay, I understand, but just know that you can't have inflammation without infection.
That's true.
Okay, I just understand that. And inflammation causes swelling. Inflammation causes lymph node blockage. Okay?
He had it from the baby.
What's that?
The swelling on his neck.
Well, when you saw the swelling on the neck, I hope you know that they knocked out the good bacteria in his large intestine, and that's why he had the swelling on the neck. Did you know that?
No, I was told it was the mold.
The mold. Let me tell you something. Okay, I just want you to understand something. Okay. So, oh wait, they told you it was the mold. When did they tell you it was the mold?
We went to see one medical doctor. She's also holistic.
How long ago did they tell you? How old was he?
I think he was about 4.
Oh, so now he's 19 and the mold's still attacking him.
It was a new mold. It was a new...
Oh, a new mold. A new mold. Well, why isn't it attacking you? Why isn't it attacking anyone else? Because guess what? His bowel, no, 1 second. His bowel defense system has been knocked out. His lymph system's blocked up. Now understand that the body has 8 pints of blood, 12 quarts of lymph. Lymph moves like molasses. Okay? And when you get a bowel problem and the lymph can't dump into the bowel, it will back itself up and you will blow up. All right, go ahead, love.
Oh, just that I started having symptoms after I gave birth. I kind of started having all kinds of molds, whatever. I always had yeast infection.
Okay, 1 second. See, now, if you don't mind, I need to explain things. That's all, because I want to tell you something. You've all been ruled and schooled and fooled. Yeast infection is caused because you don't have a yeast infection. You have a fungal infection where the yeast turned into fungus. The yeast will not turn into fungus unless there was antibiotics in that person. Antibiotics, let me just say this, and then I want anybody who wants to call me and challenge me, 469-861-8884. They got my phone number now. Here's the deal. When you take an antibiotic, antibiotics vibrate below 0. Everything has a frequency. Do you understand? Now, what antibiotics do is, guess what? They should only be taken in life-threatening situations or they'll create a life-threatening situation. And most times it's not life-threatening. Most times all we had to do was clean out the large intestine. You can believe it or not believe it, and that's 95% of the time. So the reality is this: when you take an antibiotic that vibrates below zero, it will actually take good bacteria and make good bacteria bad. It will actually blow up the bad bacteria that when you take the antibiotic, but it'll also disrupt, destruct, and contaminate and corrupt the good bacteria. But here's the problem. It will take the natural occurring yeast in your body and turn it into fungus. Then that fungus, where that is the large intestine. That fungus, okay, that fungus will then drill holes in your large intestine. Do you want to know what fungus is? Guess what? Do you know when people actually get tons of fungus? All right. So did you ever notice that the older people get, the more brown spots they have on their face and their hands and their legs and everywhere? Well, that's mold. You do know that mold, it did not come from your house. That mold came from inside of them because they were pooping in their pelvis. And understand, 99 out of 100 people are pooping in their pelvis. 99 out of 100 people have parasites. 99 out of 100 people are heavy in heavy metals and fungus. So just know that. I mean, toe fungus is actually caused from that. Okay? Vaginitis, sinusitis, eczema, psoriasis. I mean, we could keep going with so many different conditions. But the yeast turns into fungus. The fungus drills holes in your large intestine. And then the fungus goes through the holes into your bloodstream. And that's what we call systemic candidiasis. Are you with me? So now you're not just pooping in your pelvis. You're not just infecting your vagina. So that's what vaginitis is it's inflammation caused from infection, which is the yeast turning into fungus and pooping in your pelvis. And almost every woman's doing it, and that's why women are losing babies. That's why the babies are coming out not complete, not healthy, because most babies now, and I said most, are not living, okay, in the core of a woman in her abdomen that is a holy grail, okay, loving in the oven. It is actually a swamp of congested fecal matter and low vibrational immune system. Because guess what? Hardly anybody eats right. And we're going to go through your son's diet. So now understand this, that everybody's going on about this now. And guess what? It's always a distraction. I'm not telling you that black mold in the house doesn't cause trouble. I'm trying to tell you that if it knocks you on your butt, it's because you have a bowel problem, you have a liver problem, and you already are growing fungus in your body. And that's the God's truth. And I'll prove this if your son decides he wants to play with me, work with me, and get trained by me to actually take his life back. Okay? All right. Let's keep going with your story.
Oh yeah, so I just wanted to say that if that's the case, like, so you're saying that weaken him, that my situation and my husband's situation, giving birth to him, that weakened his system, right? Anyway, because when he got the vaccine,
I want to say something. We know that these things, okay, never work out well. I've never seen it, and I'm not against them. Show me one that works out well, and understand. I want you to do third-party research. If you look at MCT-C60, if you look at humic acid, and we carry both, and this is not a sales pitch, those things will dismantle this. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Okay, if you watch, we will be doing and bringing out advertising on actual research on this. Not by us, by third party. So understand that, and understand this. I am not picking on parents, but the baby is only as healthy as the mother and father, and the responsibility lies 85% on the mother. And that is not my doing. And understand this, every parent, every woman has been programmed to be toxic so that we have dysfunctional pregnancies and we have abnormal babies. And it's all part of this psycho life-threatening adventure called Planet Earth. Okay, and if you don't know that by now, then you're in trouble. And you know as well as I do that your womb is either a tomb or it is loving in the oven, depending on what you eat, drink, and think. And understand that. You go to any doctor, they're not going to tell you that. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so after 2 months old, we've seen probably, I don't know how many doctors we went for testing. We found out he has allergies to foods. Basically, the 4 groups, I believe, there was dairy, gluten.
Okay, 1 second. So just so you know, gluten, okay, wherever it goes in the body, okay, is an allergy or a poison to anyone. Now, if you get the gluten attached into your pancreas, you end up with diabetes. If you have the casein loaded up from the dairy in your pancreas, you could end up with diabetes for the rest of your life. So understand this. For one thing, why did we ever decide to drink cow's milk? We don't have 4 stomachs. Okay, the reality is cow's milk, the molecule is 20 times larger than mother's breast milk. And why are we the only people on the planet to drink milk after we're weaned? And if we're going to drink milk, it should be coconut milk, oat milk. It should be things that are made from nature. So the reality is guess what? Everybody's allergic to milk, whether it shows or not. Okay, so just get that. It's not meant for us. Cow's milk, that is. Now, as far as what else did you say? Well, gluten. Well, most people were never allergic to gluten in their whole life. They're allergic to gluten because of all the GMOs, because of the glyphosate that's actually in the products, and the mutating hybrid wheat now that people eat, and the hybrid grains that are out there. So understand, but most people's intestines are just messed. Most people have bad bacteria, fungal problems, and 99 out of 100 people have worms. So I need you to get that. And understand, I want you to get this before we go in any further. Nico, your mother, if you guys decided that you wanted to have a perfect day on an emotional, physical, okay, and mental level, and that's what I teach, is from the morning you rise until you close your eyes, you're making only high vibrational, self-care, self-love decisions. You don't compromise yourself for your family, your friends, or the world anymore. You get to be healthy for the rest of your life. You will not have negative symptoms. You will not have disease. I've been doing this for 44 years, and I can tell you that I'm right. And that's the only thing I'll fight for, is to be, because I'm right about this. God created us, and guess what? When we take a look at the way that you're living and what you're doing, and we change this, everything changes. Listen, do you want something different in your life?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You've tried their way. So why don't you try something that's totally different? And just because nobody's doing it, what if, Nico, we got you back your health and you had perfect health again and you could start living your life again?
That would be amazing.
Now, I want you, Nico, when we're doing this, to say, is Dr. Wolf logic? Is he insane? Is he giving me poisons? Is he doing things to risk my life? That's all you need to do. That's all I want you to do, and say, did he just say something logical? I want you to always say that to yourself. Did he just do something or tell me to do something dangerous or give me something toxic? That's all I want you to do, is ask yourself that question, because the rest of your family, not all of them, your friends, the medical system, and a lot of other systems have been programmed to sell everybody off by the pound. And I'm at a point in my life, that my friend, is this. I don't care what people think about what I say if I'm coming from my heart. Okay, let's continue.
So what I have notes, you talk about the antibiotics. So he took what I remember, I don't remember 100% everything, but about 4 months old, he had like all over his face, like dermatitis. It turned into infection.
Okay, so now that's just the derma, which is the skin, and it has inflammation. So they're never going to tell you that, just like fibromyalgia. People are, oh, I got fibromyalgia. And it just means you got pain in your muscle fibers. Oh my God, I've got polymyalgia. Well, that just means you have pain in many muscle fibers. Oh, I've got chronic fatigue. That just means that you've exhausted yourself by pushing on your adrenals all the time, by being a psycho freak and freaking out over everything. Okay, I've got low thyroid. Well, that just means you're eating low vibrational food, having low vibrational thoughts, and not getting enough iodine in your diet. So I'm just trying to show you that everything is logical. Health is not complicated. Okay? All right.
So then he had strep. So I think about twice. He got
1 second, strep. So that is infection in the throat, correct?
Yep.
And do you know why you get infection in the throat?
Mucus, too much mucus production.
No, because you knocked out the good bacteria in your large intestine. So think about this. I go to the fair and I take that big hammer and I hit it down and the thing goes up and rings the bell. Remember that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? He's getting his bell ring. Okay, when your large intestine is not in balance, your throat is going to hurt, your tonsils are going to swell, your lymph nodes in your neck are going to puff out like a blowfish. Look, you know as well as I do that he has never had good bowel movements. And every time his neck puffs out, if you were to ask him, he would say, no, I haven't been going to the bathroom, or it's been very difficult to go, or it smells really bad, like he's rotting inside, because he is.
That was before, yes. That was before. Now it's way too much, and that's why he's losing so much weight. Now he goes to the bathroom too much.
Well, understand something. Do you know what causes diarrhea? Constipation. So he was constipated for so long that the infection created the inflammation. Now the mucosal lining in his large intestine is inflamed. The bacteria have been knocked down. And guess what? His bowel's saying, I'm irritated and nothing's sitting in here. He's still not drinking the right water. He's still not eating the right foods. Okay? He's still not doing what he needs to do to love and care for these 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion good bacteria. And it's not his fault. Okay, keep going.
In 2014, I have a note. He had antibiotics for pneumonia. And
1 second, what did you just say?
In 2014, he took antibiotics for pneumonia.
1 second. Pneumonia, do you know what pneumonia means? Pneumonia is where the body is using its desperate attempt to try to kick the infection out, but there's not enough energy in the organs. They're too toxic. So then when you did the antibiotics, you just knocked him down further.
And then I don't think he took, I don't think he took antibiotics at all until 2022 when he started swelling up around his neck, and we took him to his doctor, but she found out two things. She found out 3 markers for Lyme and 2.
Okay, just know this, guess what? I don't believe it. Okay, actually, I don't even, don't get me wrong, there can be an infection from a tick bite, but I don't believe in Lyme like everybody does because it's a misdiagnosis. But go ahead.
She said he has antibodies, so antibodies for Epstein.
Oh my God, you know what? He's going to have antibodies for so many different things. And guess what? The environment dictates what lives there. Yes or no? Yeah. Do you actually think I would have negative antibodies? I would have parasites. I would have heavy metals. I would have bad bacteria. I have fungal problems in this body? No, I don't think so. Do you think you'll ever hear that Dr. Wolf is suffering from autoimmune disease? No way. And understand something right now. So understand, Louis Pasteur on his deathbed, what did he say? The bug is nothing. The inner terrain is everything. Change the inner terrain, you change the bugs that live there. And understand something. We have good worms. Did you know that? We have yeast and we have good bacteria. Now, good bacteria turn into bad bacteria if the terrain is not proper. And guess what? The good worms turn into bad worms if the train is not proper. And the yeast turns into fungus, and we know about that now. It's a drill bit predator that will drill holes through you until there's nothing left, because you're not supposed to turn on heavy-duty fungus making until you're dead, because that's when your body gets drilled with holes, so it returns dust to dust, ashes to ashes. So that's what that means, okay? All right.
So she prescribed wide-spectrum antibiotics because he had a high fever?
Okay, so guess what? Are you ready for this? I don't care what age. 2 days young, 19 years old. If he would have did a warm water, structured warm water, Black Diamond enema or Tummy Love enema, we would have had the fever down in 20 minutes. So understand something. Let's all just go to school right now for some logic. Just that's all. For God's sakes, let's get some logic. If you have a fever, that means that it's trying to boil your blood. Yes or no? It's trying to use energy to burn off infection. Well, what if we took the cork out and we dumped a load of toxic waste in his large intestine, which is 85% of a human being's immune system? I'll tell you, whether you had to do 1, 2, or 3 black gold or black diamond enemas, or you could mix Tummy Love in there. It's the humic fulvic, right? It'll suck up all the toxins. That would have come down. So you have to have a fever to burn infection. When the infection is out of control. And you know that every time he does antibiotics, they're going to work less and less as time goes on until they never work anymore and he's still taking them.
Yeah, they didn't work. He broke out in 3 days in a skin, like a rash, like a red rash.
Yeah, but you have to understand something. He's taking antibiotics so much. I'm not telling people not to do antibiotics, but you better make sure it's a life-threatening situation that if we don't do the antibiotics, he doesn't make it. And the reality is this is all going to change. I mean, I really want him to come back on. Everybody, I'm going to put on my Teslas because I don't want I need to let everybody understand. It's not because I think I'm Mr. Cool. These are fluorine lenses. And what they do is they take the blue light and they transform it into healing light, and it actually heals your eyes, heals your brain. People don't know this, but your eyes don't see. They only pick up light and frequency. And then your brain actually creates the images of what you see. Isn't that amazing? I think it's just bloody well amazing. And people don't even know that. Optometrists don't even know that the eyes don't see. Isn't that something? Yeah, that's because they can't see. Okay, all right. Anyways, so let's keep going.
Then we took him to the hospital, because he swelled up on his belly in 2023.
Well, understand something. The lymph nodes swelled up because you knocked out his bowel, and now the lymph can't dump its toxins into the bowel because you knocked it out. So it's got to be piled up here. So understand, we become toxic from the bottom up, and we become toxic from the inside out. And when his belly swelled up, you created an atomic bomb, not you, the procedures that were going on created an atomic bomb inside of his large intestine. And that was called endobacterium that were gassing off because the bad bacteria had taken over his immune system. All right?
So, and they gave him more antibiotics.
Oh, okay. So, okay, great. Keep going. Is that it?
So that's what the antibiotic part is, but there was much more in that. Within that time, we did a lot of different visits, naturopathic doctors, holistic doctors, medical doctors. So each of them had different structure, how you do things. We used MMS, we used methylene blue, we used colloidal silver, and all this stuff. But after the hospital, there was a big shock because it was only 3 days. We stayed only 3 days on those antibiotics, and, kind of trauma because he does his first time to be in a hospital since he was born. So he lost about 20 pounds.
All right.
Within 3 days, right away. And we were in shock because we brought in pretty normal weight, he lost 10 pounds at home already in December, where we are trying different treatments. There was connection to antibiotics.
But he's not losing weight, he's losing muscle, so understand that.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the problem, and he doesn't deserve it. He's young, and guess what? That can come back. I can run through things with you, and I can run through products with you. I would want you to go research them, and then I want you to come back and challenge me. I want you to make sure that I'm not trying to just make money off of you. I would want you to really research and go through things. But the reality is this, as I will have him doing things, not just sitting around. He will be busy with his day, loving and caring for himself. You have to understand, even though it's not his fault, his body's a visa, and guess what? He's been spending, and not making payments. Okay, I will tell you that you're going to have to learn how to love yourself, my friend, and care for yourself. And if I ask you to do things, I want you to do them, and I want you to put your heart into it, put your passion into it. I'm gonna live. I do love myself. So I'm gonna go through things. I'm gonna want you to study all those things. And then here's the part that you are just gonna not love or love. If you don't want to follow through on enough that I believe that he will get well, and I'm not talking about buying products. I'm talking about loving, honoring, and respecting himself. If he doesn't want to do the mirror work, if he doesn't want to do the love band work, if he doesn't want to write a contract to himself that he's going to start loving and respecting himself, and then I'll want to see the contract. Because the reality is, if we were to go from 0 to 10, he does not have very much love for himself. Because you can believe it or not, but the psychological rules the biological, and the invisible creates the physical. And I need him to fall in love with himself more than he loves you and your husband. I need him to fall in love with himself, that he is going to love, honor, and respect all his cells, all his bacteria. He's going to understand that's his vehicle, and he is going to treat it like a brand new born baby, where he puts his heart into it. And I mean that. And if without that, we're going nowhere, because we need that to change. Because he doesn't, I'm going to say this, and you can say, Dr. Wolf, you're wrong, but he hates his body. He hates his life. He hates where he's going, and he's going to have to change this. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, and you need to get this. And then you can say, Dr. Wolf, we don't want to work with you. You're not for us. And I'll say, that's fine. I get it. And the reality is this, is that everything that you think and everything that you say and everything that you repeat becomes a prominent, dominant program. When a person goes, I hate my life, they will continue to hate their life. Remember something, we were created by God Almighty, and we will get what we deserve and what we put our energy and time into. People do not believe me, but as soon as you change your personality, you change your reality. If you want different, Nico, then you bloody well become different. You walk around the house, Nico, with a slight smile on, and right now I want to see you have a slight smile, and I want you to hold it. If you were to hold a slight smile on your face all day long, your pH would adjust. Okay, infection fighting would happen. You'd have more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins in your body. If you go ahead and you frown and you be unhappy and you be pissed off at the world, and guess what? You're going down and nobody's going to help you. This is going to be the biggest test of your life. If you can love, honor, and respect and get in the present moment and have a slight smile, shoulders back, and go, I'm Nico and I got this. I am coming back. I am going to love myself well. I'm going to care for myself well. I'm going to get Dr. Wolf to create a program from the moment I rise until I close my eyes at night. And I'm going to follow that program and do what he says for 3 months. And guess what? I'll check in with him and I will hold Dr. Wolf's feet to the fire, okay? Because I'll do what I need to do, and he bloody well better be there for me. That's the deal, Nico. And if not, then guess what? Then I'm not your guy, because I'm going to tell you, I do have the best nutraceuticals on the planet, but nothing is going to override the psychological. Nothing. The psychological will undermine the biological any time of the day. And you need to get that. And also, I guarantee you that you were looking for things that were silver bullet when you should be looking for filling up your heart first and foremost, loving yourself, forgiving yourself to the point you don't have to forgive yourself for nothing, Nico, where you just know that you've always done your best, my friend. Because if you beat up on yourself quietly, psychologically, then we're not going to win. And we can win if you can get yourself a grin. But see, I told you to smile and you're not even smiling yet. Because you know what? You're that miserable. Screw you, Dr. Wolf. I got nothing to smile for. I hardly ever smile. Piss off. I'm not going to smile for you. Who do you think you are? My life sucks. I'm dying here. I'm not going to smile, Dr. Wolf. Well, then don't smile, Nico. But you won't have me beside you. Because if you can smile and things aren't going your way, then we're going to win this game. And that's the way it is. You know what? Everybody today is having a tantrum. Yes or no, Nico? How many people are victims right now today? All they're doing is complaining, explaining how they can't have what they want. They can't get what they want. And understand something, they're never going to have what they want. It's like somebody always talking about being broke and just paying the bills. That's all they're going to do. I remember a time in my life I was like that. Remember a time in my life that, Nico, guess what? You need to get this. My father died of leukemia. He got leukemia 3 times. We reversed it twice. Third time I couldn't do it. And when I was younger, okay, really young, when my mother had lung cancer, and I also smoked cigarettes when I was young, all I thought about was, yeah, someday I'm going to die from smoking. My mother had cancer and I smoked. And guess what? If I kept that belief in here, I would die from cancer. Do you understand? When people tell you that, I need you to get this because your mind is everything. It can be a landmine or it can be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay? I'm going to tell you this right now, that you have exactly what you have because your story is your reality. And if you want to go and talk to people, okay, that will tell you a terrible story or a terrible ending, okay, to your story, and you want to believe that, then it's going to come true. So I don't know. You're going to have to work on this so you can put sticky notes on. We'll have another meeting if you decide to want to work with me. And if you don't want to, I get it. Because most people don't want to. Because loving and caring for yourself will be the hardest thing that you will ever try to reprogram. Because as soon as we get here, we are taught that loving and caring for ourselves is disrespectful and self-centered. And guess what? If you're not going to center into yourself, Nico, it doesn't matter. This thing's going to fall off the cliff. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't sound very good.
Sorry.
No, don't ever say sorry to me, but I want you to hear, if you agree with me, I want you to say it this way. Yeah, I got this. Give it to me.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay, so you don't have the will to live. Pretend you had the will to live and you're so excited because now some quack is coming along and giving you some hope. Try it again. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot because I need you to get excited. If you're not excited, do you think the 50 trillion cells you're made out of or the 500 trillion bacteria are going to be excited? Remember something. You are the captain of this ship, Nico.
I got that, yeah.
Do you got that? Do you really got that?
Yeah.
Then I should be seeing your smiling little face, okay, for the rest of this talk. And then when you get off of here, your mother will gently go and smile in front of you and she'll stay smiling. Because your mother doesn't smile much either because she thinks her little boy is going to die. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Oh, do you get that? She's crapping her pants and you're miserable. So we got to change this, right?
Yeah.
We got to change this. We have to rewrite the story. Did you ever notice how the world does not help you write a Braveheart hero story? I want you when we're done here today to write a contract. A contract, okay? It's called a Braveheart Heroes contract, where you're going to write a contract, and it could be, first thing is, I'm never going to talk to that quack, Dr. Wolf. Okay, or I'm going to actually listen to him, and if it's logical and it's not going to do any harm, I'm going to follow through 100%. I'm going to walk around with a house with a slight smile. I'm going to do mirror work and do the Braveheart oath 10 times first thing in the morning, 10 times at night. I'm going to put on a love band, life band, and every time I have a negative thought, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I'm healed. I am Braveheart. I am love. And you're going to keep doing it. And you're going to keep snapping that band until you tell a new story. I need you to tell a new story because I need you to bring up your invisible vibration, because the invisible creates the physical, the psychological rules the biological, or we're going to have to spend a lot more money, and then I'm going to look like I'm trying to make money off of you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay? I don't want to do that. You do know I had a gentleman on yesterday that had skin cancer the size of a nickel, and they wanted to cut a hole and cut the cancer out. You do know that I only put him on 4 different things, and I had him use a clapper that I invented and had him that I sell and had him clap it. And you do know that that was only 3 months ago, and he went into the doctor, and the doctor goes, "Where's the cancer? I can't find it." And you do know he doesn't have any skin cancer. You do know that the body is a miracle, Nico. And as soon as you understand that that which created the universe unconditionally loves you, my friend, and then you need to get yourself off the hook, and you need to find out what emotional chokeholds you have that are undermining the love that you might have for yourself. And if you don't want to love yourself, Nico, we're going to have a hell of a time doing this thing. And that's it. But, I'll work with you. I'll be patient, but understand something. I don't want to be having to give you extra nutraceuticals to bring your vibration up just because you refuse to smile because you're pissed off because you were a guinea pig for the last few years. We need to let that go. So whoever you don't like, whoever you hate, you need to let that go. Focus on what you love. Are you with me?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's start off with what a regular day looks like. So start off in the morning and go very slowly, step by step, my friend, okay?
I'm going to load this up. I have it written down.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. I'm a horrible speaker, so I know I'm a mom.
What did you just say? What did you just say? What did you just say?
Let me just start from the beginning then.
Okay, you're gonna say, I'm gonna erase that. And now you're gonna say, I'm one of the best speakers I know. Go ahead, say it. Come on. Do you know what everybody says, Nico, when they don't have any confidence? I'm a terrible speaker. Don't take my picture. So guess what? I'm going to take lots of pictures of you, and you're a beautiful speaker. So there you go. You're a big fat liar. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Where was that page?
It's okay. And what do you do tomorrow? This is a good one.
Usually in the morning, I just trying to wake up earlier every day. Slowly it's working.
I know, but guess what? It's like this. Willpower is very difficult. I promise you that in 14 days, you'll be waking up and jumping up. But I'm going to ask you things you've never done and things that you were taught to just go and push back. Okay? Keep going.
I get up, drink some water, take care of myself, all hygiene, everything.
Okay, let's first know this. Your hygiene is all external. The hygiene that's killing you is internal. Your bowel movements smell, your armpits smell, your breath smells. It's not good. Okay? All right?
Yep.
So the reality is you're rotting inside. We're going to get rid of that really quick, okay? And guess what? Just so you know this, 99 out of 100 people are rotting inside, okay? Why do you think everybody buys perfume, underarm deodorant, breath mints, okay? All of these different things. Know that anybody that has bad breath is rotting in their pelvis, Okay, it's called halitosis. And they also have worms. Okay, you can't have a manure pile and not have worms, but we're going to get rid of all this stuff. Okay, all right. So before you get up in the morning, okay, what I want you to do is as soon as you feel like you're coming alive, right? First thing you're going to do is put a slight smile on your face, and you're going to connect to what we call the lion heart breath. You know what? If you laugh at any of this stuff or you don't do this, we're going to have to spend a lot of money to try to bring the vibe up. It's all about your frequency. So before you open your eyes, you're going to put a slight smile on your face. You're going to connect to the lion heart breathing. Breathe 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. You're going to have beside you what's called a belly button therapy wand. And go on my website and take a look at it. It's called a belly button therapy kit. You're going to grab that. You're still smiling because guess what? You're not going to get up on the wrong side of the bed today, Nico, and think, well, here's another shitty day. Okay? You're not going to start off with that thought like you usually do. You're not going to do that. You're going to put a slight smile on your face, connect to your breath, grab the belly button wand, and then, Lori, could you grab me the belly button thing and the clapper right there? Clapper, and then the belly button wand. Thanks, honey. Okay, so you're going to do the belly button therapy, okay? And when you do belly button therapy, this is the God's truth. Do your own homework. Don't believe anything I say either, okay, Nico? Do not believe anything I say, okay? You don't have to not trust me, but don't trust me. Go do your own homework, and that's what you do. That's what everyone does that's awake, all right? This is called a belly button therapy thing. Now, you might think, oh, here's a joke. I want you to do this, okay? Belly button therapy gently, and I want you to do it 3 to 5 times a day. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and before you go to bed. When you do belly button therapy and you put that into your belly button, there's a routine, and you'll see it in the do-it-yourself guide, or if you buy one, you get a brochure that tells you how to do it. I know you may not believe this, but do you know about dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, Nico?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? They're the love drug, buddy. They heal you. They feel you. They smile you. They energize you. You know, everybody wants to get high, Nico. And whether you believe it or not, you get a high on adrenaline and cortisol because you are scared. Because you are depressed. And there is no such thing as depression. There's only such thing as anxiety, where you tell yourself a story where you're the loser. And you tell yourself that enough of that you actually burn your brain. And your brain shuts down, and they call that depression. So you've been depressed for a long time because you can't keep telling yourself the same BS story. And that means belief system. You can't keep that belief system going. If you don't want to... I need you to do that contract for Heroes, and I need you to tell yourself a new story that you're going to read in the morning and at night before bed. It's your hero story on what you're going to do and how Nico's coming back stronger and better than before. And that's the God's truth. Okay? Now, so you're going to do belly button therapy. So slight smile, connecting to the lion heart breath, and then you're going to do belly button therapy. It takes 5 to 7 minutes. And do you know what this does? It releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, okay, than anything else. No other drug, no other thing will release as much, okay? So you're going to utilize that or not. Okay, now, and then you're going to get up. Usually you go to the washroom first, right? Okay? When you get up, what do you do?
Use the bathroom, of course.
Okay. And then what?
I usually go downstairs. I start cooking. Of course, I drink more. And I start cooking breakfast.
Okay, so what are we going to have, Nico? And please tell me everything.
At the moment, I'm pretty limited.
Okay.
Because I react to a lot of foods.
Yeah.
This morning, I had cassava flour tortillas.
Okay.
Homemade, of course.
Yeah. With what?
It was just water, a little bit of cassava flour, and 3 eggs.
How'd you make the eggs?
I just mixed it in there into the batter,
Into what batter?
into the tortilla batter.
Okay, and so were they fried? Would you call it fried?
They're mixed with a lot of water and flour.
I get that. And then what did you do with them? Throw them in a frying pan?
Yeah,
Okay.
but no oil. It was just,
Okay, I just want to tell you something. Whoever's got you doing that, it's a mistake. All right? First of all, no flour products. Flour is like cocaine. It's either whole grains or nothing. You don't do flour products. Or whoever told you that, they don't know what they're talking about. You cannot do flour products, not if you want to get well. And did anybody ever tell you that you don't mix a starch and a protein together? And because your digestive tract is already broken down, when you mix, do you ever hear of the meat and potato man? He looks a little bit bloated, doesn't he? When you take protein and a starch and you put it together and you've got a digestive situation, I just want you to know you didn't digest that food. Now, how tired are you and how chronically ill? Well, you don't make enough enzymes or hydrochloric acid to break that down. So that meal is actually, it's rotting inside of you. Are you with me?
Yep.
And you threw it in the pan, so, you know, that's, you know, not the end of the world. But the reality is it's not going to work, but whatever. You know what, Nico, we'll talk. If you decide that I don't know what I'm talking about, you want to keep doing what you're doing, someday down the road, if you ever decide you want to come, I'll be here for you. Okay? All right? So everybody's got their own time to decide when they want to do something different. Okay? And understand something. Whoever's giving you these tips about eating. So let's keep moving, and then I'll go back and we'll do what I would do for a full day. Now, Nico, I hope you know that when we start this, we're going to do gentle baby steps. And also, Nico, you're going to call me if you have one little symptom, and I'm going to explain it to you and have you do different things. Okay? All right? I'm going to have you do different things to get rid of the negative symptoms. But understand, Nico, all negative symptoms aren't negative. You do understand when people get sick, it's because their body's trying to get well. Do you know that, Nico? Do you? No, you don't. When the body gets sick, I don't get sick, Nico. There's no need to get sick because I don't poison myself emotionally or physically. Do you understand? And then there's people on here going, I can't wait till he gets sick, because that's how people are. Because you can't be too different. You gotta be like everybody else. Okay? All right? Okay? Yeah. So anyways, just know this. This has always happened. So we have somebody on here asking me if I'm a Jesus believer. Isn't that something? So the reality is I believe in Jesus. I believe in many different things in the world. I don't opt into one belief system. I only opt into one belief system, and that's unconditional love for everyone in the world. And everyone is my brother and sister, and we were all created by the same creator. So whoever keeps asking me this, okay? All right? Just know there's your answer. Now, Nico, here's the deal. What else do you have for breakfast?
Actually, more eggs. 3 scrambled eggs with...
Wait a minute. You're having 3 scrambled eggs after what you just ate?
It's with the meal. It's like 2-3 wraps with the egg inside. With
Okay. All right, you're going down. You're going down hard. You're going down hard. Real hard. This meal you're doing, I wouldn't give this to someone who's well. I'm not trying to pick on you. Don't even tell me who told you to eat that. Okay, what else do you eat?
It was turkey, ground turkey. Just I added it in with the scrambled eggs.
Okay, can I tell you something? Nico, there are laws. Do you believe that there should be laws of eating? Like you should never eat two different proteins at a meal? You shouldn't mix carbs and protein together. This is why the world's blowing up. You do know that 86% of the population is obese or fat. Okay? All right? Think about it. Okay? We know right now that 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, and people think they're well when they're not in the hospital. Yeah, things have gone to crap. Now listen, get this. You can't have two different proteins at a meal. So now you took the turkey. Now, was the turkey free range and organic?
Yes.
Okay, well, at least you got that. But I'm going to ask you a question here, and then you can...
Soy and corn free.
What?
So soy and corn free.
That's fine, but guess what? I'm going to ask you a question. You may not like this. How many dead animals are you going to have to eat for you to get well?
I don't know.
What kind of a vibration, what kind of light is in animal protein? And do we actually need protein, or does the body need amino acids, Nico?
Amino acids.
Well, then why are you eating protein when you know that it's going to take a ton of energy for you to break down the protein to get the amino acids into you when your highway of life, which is your digestive tract, is already broken down?
At the moment, that's the only way I know.
No, it won't be. It won't be. Trust me. It won't be the only way you know. Okay, so how much water did you drink when you got up in the morning? 1 glass, half a glass?
About 16, 24 ounces.
All right. Okay, so now guess what? Now it's breakfast is over. What are we gonna do?
Usually, not much. I just usually hang out with my family.
Okay, I got to put the Teslas on again, everybody, because I just can't burn my eyes out today. So, okay, you hang out with your family. So how much TV do you watch? How much are you on the computer?
TV, I haven't actually watched in almost a year. I'm on the phone occasionally, researching a few things that just pop up in my mind.
Okay, all right. So do you guys leave the Wi-Fi on in your house all night long?
If we could turn it off, we would.
Well, why can't you?
We are living with someone at the moment. We are looking for a place to live, but we are living with my aunt.
Well, why can't you put it? Okay, but does she understand that maybe put it on a timer that it goes off at 11, comes back on at 7, so you have 8 hours of more nature-like sleep? Because when you have Wi-Fi on, you're radiating every cell in your body when you're sleeping.
They don't understand that.
Okay, we'll leave it alone then. But okay, next. So now what's going on? Well, do know this, that if it's affordable, take a look at the Teslas. Just know this, that after 3 minutes on a computer or a phone, people are not going to believe me. They're going to think I'm making it up. You cause actually brain damage, brain burn. That's why the eyes burn. That's why the cataracts, the glaucoma, the detached retina. I could keep going. Every bloody eye problem. And if everybody really wanted to check, before we had our phones, computers, LED lighting, okay, we didn't have these problems. So now we have these problems because everybody's getting blue light poisoned. So if you're going to be on phone in that, you might want to take a look at getting a pair of Teslas. You can see them on our website. There's nothing like them. They're C60 fluorine lens, which means any 5G, 4G, 6G, cell phone EMF that hits your eyes, okay, or any blue light, okay, when it comes through what we call fluorine lenses, these are developed by Tesla. I hope you know Tesla developed this. So when that hits here, this actually turns it into a healing light frequency that repairs my brain and my eyes. I used to wear, Nico, prescription glasses. I don't anymore because I drank so much C60, MCT oil C60, and I wear the glasses. And because I do humic and I do fulvic, and the reality is, and I put Bright Eyes fulvic in my eyes, so I detoxified them. So I don't wear glasses anymore. I have perfect vision. I have perfect vision. I'm not, I'm 67. I wore glasses when I was, I got glasses when I was like 12 years old. Go figure, eh? Okay, so the reality is just know this. If I can do it, you can do it. You can turn your life around. You're a lot younger than I was when I didn't wake up until, and I don't care how sick you are. I care for you. I don't care how sick you are, Nico, but just know this. God created an amazing healing machine, and that would be you. Okay, so now what are you going to have for lunch, okay?
What am I going to have? Chicken.
Chicken.
Yes. Chicken with some lettuce.
Okay, so now guess what? Let's eat more dead animals. And guess what? You can say whatever you want, but guess what? Dead animals, they have no vibration. I mean, it's all about vibration. How's your energy? That is your vibration. How much light do you get? Okay, so you had chicken. What else you have? Chicken and lettuce. What else?
That's about it. That's all my body can tolerate at the moment.
Really? Okay, I'm going to tell you something, man. You are so toxic. This is why. Okay, you got yourself in a real pickle here. Okay? Okay, so now what do you snack on through the day?
The only thing I can really have is grapes.
Grapes? Well, that's not so bad, eh? All right? Okay, what else?
It's kind of what I'm looking forward to every day.
Yeah, that's good. But guess what? The program diet that you're on, it's DIE, D-I-E with a T. And that would be the cross that you're nailing yourself on. Okay? All right. Let's keep going. So what did you eat for supper?
Nothing really.
You don't eat supper?
No.
Okay. All right. So what do you snack on? Just grapes at night?
I usually stop at around 5. Stop eating.
Okay. So what did you eat at 5 o'clock or 4:30?
Yesterday I did have grapes. That's correct. I had grapes.
Okay.
Snack, and then that was about it for the rest of the night. And then I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Around 10 o'clock-ish.
Okay, so what did you do from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock?
I took care of myself, took a shower, just general things, read a little bit, talked to my parents, I did some meditation, Gupta practice. What's it called? My mom just reminded me. The Gupta practice.
Gupta, I'm not sure. GUPTA, the limbic system retraining program.
Okay. All right. Okay, very good. What else do I need? What else would you like? What else would you like to tell me about yourself?
I don't laugh a lot. That's one thing.
Well, I already told you, you refuse to smile. So, and the reality is, I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? Today, if you decide to be miserable because nobody's making you laugh, today, if you decide to be miserable, if the world's not going your way, just know that you better buckle up. You're headed for a hard life. If I were to put a program into you right now, because guess what? Your subconscious, which is 90% of your brain, just runs programs. And your programs are not about loving, caring for yourself. They're not. They're about managing your pain, your suffering. But we need to master our emotions to be able to master our lives. So I'll work with you if you want to work with me. But the reality is this: if you're not willing to just even sit there and put a smile on right now, then guess what? Fight it. Fight it. The only reason why you don't smile and you don't laugh is because you run a misery program, and you ran it long enough and strong enough, because guess what? People never, ever, ever gave you what you feel you deserve, and you're pissed. They're not coming to save you, Nico. Nobody is. Nobody's coming. The smile. You leave a smile wherever you go, every room you go. If you go outside, leave a smile. If you see someone, the teller, and she's having a bad day, look at her name and say, "Hey, Marcy, have the best day of your life, girl." Pretend that you are on top of the world, Nico. Pretend that that which created the universe has always totally unconditionally loved you and said, "I will give you whatever you think about, Nico. Whatever you talk about, I'm going to give you more." Because that's how it works. You know, this person who came and asked me if I was a Jesus believer, she doesn't realize my father was a born-again Christian pastor. Jeepers creepers. You know, she needs to find out if I'm a Jesus believer, when the reality is she should be asking, do you love, honor, and respect yourself and others? That would be the ticket. But no, we always have to break up and take sides, okay? And if somebody's not doing something I'm doing, then I hate them, or they don't belong, or something like that. Nico, you need to mind your own business, put a smile on your face, and know this: let yourself off the hook for everything you've ever done, or we're not going forward. I'm going to run through things with you right now, and you can tell me that you can't do them, but everything that you cannot do, it's only because you have environmental illness, Nico. And people get environmental illness when they become toxic emotionally first, and then physically. And you have backed up your bowels so bad into your liver, okay, that your bowel's so sluggish, Nico, and your liver's so backed up with toxins. And if we were to get the cork out of your butt, and we were to get you to do colon cleansing and proper liver cleansing, I'm going to give you a few things. I'm going to walk through them now. And then if you decide with your mother, you call me Monday, you can come back on here again, and we can take it to the next step. We will start slowly, and I will be there for you, but I will need to be there less and less for you within 3 weeks. You will find out that your fear is your greatest sickness. False evidence appearing real. And I want you to actually do 2 things. Start writing a Braveheart contract, okay? Where you are going to make a promise to yourself to love and care for yourself and see this through. And the next thing is you're going to calendar track yourself. And right on a calendar, you're going to write, wow, I just had a little tantrum. Wow, I just got depressed. Wow, I just thought that it's not worth living. Wow, I just felt happy for the first time today. You calendar track yourself every day, and then you're going to understand, guess what? Do you know why people are abundant financially? Because they believe they can. And they don't believe in poverty consciousness. Do you know why people are healthy, okay, and they don't get sick? Well, because they believe they can be. Understand, if you don't believe, your belief is everything. Belief is everything. But you got to believe in yourself, and you got to let yourself off the hook. And you don't want to judge yourself, because you'll send yourself to hell, or you'll burn your brain up. Okay? You want to observe yourself and say, how can I grow today? How can I make my mother believe that I'm going to be okay, so she's not stressing out? Because you and your mother right now, please don't answer this, but you're not good for each other. Because when you only have hope, which hope don't float, you need faith and courage. And when you only have hope, okay, I hope I get well. I hope this works out. No, massive personal action, okay, in the and belief in the invisible and the belief with yourself. It's teamwork that makes the dream work. And then I come along and I will guide you. I've been at this for 44 years, Nico. So even if I'm as dumb as a stump, I'm going to be able to help you. Okay? All right. Now, I already told you what to do. I said, before you open your eyes, you're going to connect to your Lionheart breath. I need you to go into what's called the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Nico. You think it over, and then you call me back, and then if you want, I'll send you my perfect day guide. My perfect day guide, Nico, is the most, I believe, and I can say this, is the most powerful health book on the planet. It's 400 pages, and it has pictures, but it shows you how to take massive personal action on an emotional, mental, and physical level, and a nutritional level. And it's mainly about the person mastering their life. And that's a 400-page manual, and I will send that to you. You and your mother can talk it over, decide if you want to move forward, okay? And we give this manual, Nico, okay? We only charge $150 for a consult, and we give lifetime support. So we better know what we're doing. And we give this 400-page manual to everyone who gets a Perfect Day consult. And then we guide them with gentle baby-loving steps. Because, Nico, you're going to move forward, and then you're going to fall back into your habits because you have habits that are undermining your very breath. And you're not going to beat up on yourself, but you're going to say, hey, Dr. Wolf, what's up? Or you can call me Daryl. Hey, Daryl, guess what? What, Nico? Well, guess what? I was doing really good, but then guess what? I went and got into the da-da-da, and I made myself sick. I go, well, what did you learn from it? Good. Let's move on. Let's start from here. And that's what we're going to do from now on. You are not allowed to beat up on yourself. You're not allowed to talk down on yourself any which way at all if this is going to work. So when you get up in the morning, the first thing I want you to do, Nico, I want you to take a look at what's called Black Diamond. Okay, Black Diamond doesn't make anybody sick. So just know that. You'll be the first one. Black Diamond is a humic fulvic. We're the only ones that make Black Diamond humic fulvic in the world. We are the only ones in the world that make humic fulvic without chemicals. So there's no chemicals in ours. And all you do is you put the Black Diamond in your drinking water. And I would like you to get a structured water unit. Because guess what? With this, you can take tap water, any water. You're going to hydrate 1,000% better. And guess what? If there was any bacteria or any chemical in it, when you structure something, it overrides it. Because the invisible takes care of the physical. Most people won't understand that. People will believe that you can call somebody in China in like 2 minutes, but they won't believe that you could run it through a structure unit with no filter, any tap water, and it's not going to harm you. People can't get it. They don't understand the invisible is everything. So what I want you to do is do your first connecting to your smile, Lionheart breathing, do your belly button therapy, and then I want you to sit there and be a cheerleader and just thank the, if you believe, if you don't, I get it, but thank the Creator for everything and such a beautiful day you're going to have today. And thank the Creator for one thing, that is this, that it's teamwork that makes the dream work, and you need to take massive personal action, and that would be smiling. Get up, and then what I want you to do is I want you to drink, okay? I want you to drink 2 quarts. 2 quarts of warm, structured water with Black Diamond in it. You're not going to do anything else. That's the first thing you're going to do. And you want to have that done by 11 o'clock. So are you trying to tell me that you're allergic to strawberries or blueberries?
Not typically allergic.
Nope, they're done. We're done. We're done. Typically, we're not going to go down.
Reactions.
What?
Histamine reactions.
Oh, let me tell you something right now. You don't. Here's the deal. If you take in berries, which are fruit, which have the highest antioxidants, okay, first of all, can I get you to start doing what's called daily cleansing tea in black gold? Because you need to start cleaning out your bowels. And would I be able to get you to start doing, okay, a warm water, okay? First, you're going to do a warm water, structured if possible. If not, I'm okay with it. Warm water enema with some tummy love in it. And I need you to do an enema. And I need you to do an enema, and then I need you to do an ultimate coffee enema. Why? Because we need to purge your colon and your liver. And guess what? How would you like all your allergies gone, all your sensitivities gone in 3 weeks to 6 weeks? I mean, gone.
That would be awesome.
Well, if you don't want to do these warm water enemas with tummy love or black diamond in them, and then an ultimate coffee enema, because we have to use humic fulvic, because the reality is people don't get it. Autoimmune disease, the biggest one is called leaky gut. It's not leaky gut, it's leaky large intestine. Holes in your large intestine. So you're pooping in your pelvis. But if we go and do the ultimate coffee enema and we purge the liver and that dumps into your colon, I don't want you absorbing it back into your body, because then you'll have a reaction. So what we do is we use green organic coffee beans, a stainless steel enema bucket. We use what's called black gold, and it will suck up the heavy metals, the chemicals, and any of the poisons or mold or bacteria, okay, within the bowel. But it'll grab everything that the liver dumps into the bowel, so you don't reabsorb it. Okay. Now I'm going to need you to do a warm water enema and an ultimate coffee enema morning and night. And I'm going to need you to do that for 10 days. And then what else am I going to need you to do? Well, I'm going to need you to drink, okay, water-wise, at least about 4 quarts of water a day. That's 2 quarts by 11 o'clock. And then I need a blender drink, okay? I need a blender drink, or you can have your grapes. But we need you on a fresh and raw, whole plant-based diet. Do you understand? Just for a few days. And if you can't handle that, how are you with lentils or beans?
Not the greatest, but I love them.
Okay, then guess what? Then and do you eat salad?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want 2 salads a day, and I just want you to sprinkle some beans on there. Maybe some black beans. Just sprinkle some black beans. Can you eat half an avocado?
I should be able to, yeah.
Well, guess what? I want you to do half an avocado with some lemon squeezed on it and just a little sprinkle of salt, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to try to take a look at this. I want 2 salads a day. I'd like to get 2 blender drinks a day. And that could be either with strawberries, organic, or blueberries, but only 1 berry. Don't be mixing them. And then what I'd like you to do is, I don't want you cooking any bloody eggs. If you're going to cook an egg, I hope you know this. This is a fact. I take a raw egg, free-range organic raw egg. I put it into my blender drink with my strawberries, and then I actually take maybe oat milk, or I take coconut milk. Make sure there's no bean gums in it. Make sure it's only got like 3 or 4 natural ingredients. Make sure you read all the ingredients list. What was that called again? The app? Yuka. Yuka. Y-U-K-A. It's called Yuka. And what you do is you can scan it, download it on your phone, scan it with your phone, and it'll tell you all the ingredients in every product that you eat. So start doing that, because you're being poisoned, everybody. So now I want you to do the blender drink with the berries, okay? So it can be blueberries or it can be strawberries. Now you're saying to me, well, Dr. Wolf, I have a histamine reaction. I'm calling BS. But what I will say, okay, is this. Then just have a little handful of blueberries the first time with some oat milk or coconut milk. And then I want you to crack in 1 or 2 raw eggs. And guess what? Now you're going to absorb, are you ready for this? You're going to absorb 80% of that. When you cook an egg, you absorb, in your condition, 14 to 17%. The rest of it is going to putrefy inside of you. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. So we're going to start gentle. And guess what? If you hit a bump in the road, what I want you to do is just call me. I'm going to put right on my phone, Nico. Phone call comes in, we do it. And you're going to find out within 2 to 3 weeks, we win. We win, my friend. We win. We'll be winning. And at the most, I told you, 6 weeks, we've won. And it all depends on one thing. Is Nico putting a slight smile on? Well, no, he's not, because he's got nothing to smile about. Well, guess what? If he puts a smile on, he'll attract things that he's got reason to smile about. If he's waiting for someone to tell him a joke or is for his life to change without him doing it, it's going to be not happening. That's it. That's the psychology of things. So the reality is once you get yourself to the other side, you'll never be sick again, Nico. And you will bless being sick for this time, because you'll go, wow, I'm only 19. And guess what? I feel better and I'm healthier. Lori, there's a BitBuy thing that just came in. I'll tell you in a bit. Okay. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, I promise you that if you have faith in you, not me, but you and the power of Nico, that within, I told you, 6 weeks to 3 months, you'll be 90 to 95% symptom free. And you won't be in pain and suffering, but you're going to have to really hold the line, because it's going to take 9 months to 2 years to repair you. And how fast you repair will be on how much you judge yourself and the world, how much you are in love with yourself and the world that you're creating. I'm telling you, that's the God's truth. And tell me where I'm making money off of that, Nico. I'm not. So I'm telling you, that's the goal here. Okay? That's the goal. All right? So I want you to do 2 salads a day, and I want you to put just a sprinkle of black beans on, or not hard, like they're usually the easiest to digest. And guess what? And beans have lots of fiber. Believe it or not, they're the best things for your large intestine for creating good bacteria. So there's 2 salads a day. There's 2 blender drinks a day. You can snack on your grapes, but you're not allowed. It's not allowed. But I want you to try to go until 11 or 12 o'clock before you eat anything. And I just want you to drink. Now, Nico, I want you to go, and you can talk to your mother. And then if you want, we can come back on. And if you really want, and you're like, oh, I want to do this, I'll come back on with you this weekend. But we have to be efficient, because my partner, Lori, will have my head. Okay? Won't she?
Yes.
That's right. Okay. Anyways, and if you just want to think about it, then you can call me Monday, or you can take as long as you want, but I don't want to keep talking, because you may decide to throw this whole thing into the garbage, and I'm okay with that. Just know that I'm here for you when you're ready to pick it back out. Okay? So the reality is, I also need you to go into my Do-It-Yourself guide. Okay? Did your research ever tap into help for ALS patients? I'm going to tell you something. You can go on YouTube and put in ALS, and you'll see that I had ALS patients. Look at calcium ion therapy, and we had an ALS patient that was actually being sent to hospice. He couldn't even lift up his head anymore. We got him on calcium ion therapy. We got him on C60. We got him on Thunder Shrooms. We got him on Curcumin Cayenne 5000. And guess what? It was only 5 days later, and he went back home. All right? So understand everything, everybody. Guess what? There are no diseases. There are environmental issues within the body that set people up for conditions that we call diseases. Everything is a symptom, then becomes a disease. And there are no symptoms. The body is only telling you, why can't you love me? If your body didn't give you symptoms, we'd be dead. Okay? So when we're not in harmony, when we're not in balance, we're going to have symptoms. And people call diseases symptoms. And all diseases is a chronic symptom where the body is still saying, why can't you love me? Why can't you do good things? And understand, all we got to do is take a look at anybody with a disease. We'll find out emotionally not balanced, their diet's not balanced, and their bowel is a big problem, and their liver is a big problem. And I'm telling you the truth, okay? We give a money-back guarantee. We give a money-back guarantee on every consultation we do. We give a money-back guarantee on every first treatment we do. We give a money-back guarantee on all our trainings, all our certifications. And understand something. Go to bhnuniversity.com or braveheartnation.com. We teach people all the way from patient and how to get their doctorate in natural medicine. So understand something. We're here to stay. Okay, and we're here to play, and we're here to show people how to play with themselves and love themselves and get themselves well. Nico, are you with me? Are you getting this?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you think?
It's a lot to think about.
Well, Nico, there's only one thing to think about. Am I willing to love and care for myself? And how invested am I to staying miserable? That's all you got to think about. Am I sick and tired of being sick and tired and being miserable because nobody's coming to save me? Just know I'm here for you. And if you feel like I've disrespected you in any way, I apologize, because sometimes we don't know. But just remember something. This is who I am. And I try to take everybody to the cliff and take a look at the fall so they go, wow, the fall could hurt. So maybe I'll just come back with you, Dr. Wolf, and maybe we'll just start working together a little bit, gentle baby loving steps, and we'll do this. I leave it up to you, Nico. So you talk to your mother, but understand this, Nico. Go to my library and watch How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. Please write this down. You got a pen and paper?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, go also and watch The Highway of Life, Your Digestive Tract. These are all master classes. All you got to do is sit back. Okay? And also go in and watch The Holy Grail, Your Large Intestine. And go also and watch Reverse the Irreversible, and I'll show you nobody has to take drugs or surgery. And it's all BS. And there is no such thing as bone on bone. And so what we need to do is we need to pull back all the curtains for people. Now, go in and also look at the 12 Loving Steps guide. Look at this is called the Braveheart Love Band. Get an elastic band, get a hair band, put it around your wrist. Okay, and what I want you to do is go 3, 2, 1, I got this. Every time that you have a negative thought, I want you to go, that's the old me. 3, 2, 1, I got this. Yes, I'm healed already. I love myself. I care for myself. I got this. I want you to also take a look at the mirror work, and I want you to look at the Braveheart Oath and learn that. And I want you to repeat it 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night before you go to bed. And don't forget about connecting to your smile and your breath. Also, I need you to start doing, if you go to the DIY guide, I want you to look at clapping for health. You know what? Would you like these lymph nodes to get moving? Then take a look at clapping. Clapping for Health guide in my library. Okay? And get yourself a clapper. And if you want, I'll get on video here and I'll pretend I'm you and I'll show you how to clap and how to get going to get things moving. You're only swollen. You're only in pain. You're only suffering because you've got all these physical blocks. You got poo blocks, fecal blocks in your bowel. You're jammed up your liver from doing the drugs that they've given you. And because guess what? Your liver stores hate and you don't like your life. And I'd say you even hate it. And that's going to cause you a big problem. And we need to change that. So we got to get the corks out. Please also go take a look at in the DIY guide and look at my length and strength and detox and tone and do the 3 pelvic squats morning and night and the crab stretch and watch how you start feeling better. Okay? These are the most powerful exercises you'll do. We've got to open up your pelvis. We've got to open up your upper back, your neck, your spine. And the crab stretch will do that and the 3 pelvic squats. Take a look at the clapping. Take a look at the belly button therapy. Take a look at the Ultimate Coffee Enema. Okay? And don't be overwhelmed by it. If you decide to do this, we will schedule the whole thing out. And then guess what? You'll be busy all day telling 50 trillion cells and 500 trillion bacteria, Nico's back and Nico loves you. All right, bud?
Sounds great.
You think about it. I can't do much more. You know what? We don't want to oversell anything. You gotta sell yourself on you. You gotta sell yourself on self-love, self-care, and then you know what? You just gotta take massive personal action, mind your own business, and go for the gold. Okay?
Sounds awesome.
All right, Nico. Listen, it wasn't so bad, was it? Huh? And I want to tell you something while we're still on. Do you know how many people that you've helped by being on here today? A lot more than I could. There are people out there that are suffering just like you, and they need people like you to get well. Nico, if you could get yourself well, what would that do for the rest of the world? I just want you to think about that. I'm not playing around with this. I'm telling you the truth. Get yourself well, dust off your passion, dust off your purpose, and then go gift the world with your beautiful heart, my friend. Okay? Call me if you want me.
Thank you.
God bless. See you, Nico. And thank you to your mother as well. All right?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, everyone. Well, do you know how brave you have to be at 19 years old to come on with somebody like me? Let me tell you something. He's already brave. And if he can do that, the only thing that he needs to overcome is that he's more than worth it. He's worth the time. He's worth the energy. He's beautiful. He's valuable. And so are you. Every one of you are. So mind your business. Fill up your heart with love from yourself. Don't judge yourself ever again. I hope you're getting this because I mean it. This is how I live. I don't judge myself. I observe, though. I want to learn, but I'm not going to burn anymore. I'm not going for that story. Okay? Go for the glory of living in the present moment and knowing that you are love. I'm love. I'm healed. I'm Braveheart. Have a beautiful day. And we'll talk again. I'll be back on at 1 o'clock, which is an hour from now, doing one more real people, real healing. And I hope that you I hope that you can take something away from this. I hope that you can take something away from this and give something to yourself, because that which created the universe only loves you. God bless.